We're down 26 on the Dow. We're up 7 on the NASDAQ. David Stryzewski with me now. Big picture for a second, David. If I were to buy just one tech stock in this market, which tech stock should that be?
Well, Stuart, I'm going to have to say that the home team here in the greater Seattle area, Microsoft, is going to be my vote for that. I think that they are a world-class allocator of capital. They're clearly the largest company in the entire market right now today, and I believe that they're a force to be reckoned with, especially if we're looking at 36% growth here over the last year, and beta of about 1-to-1 with the S&P 500. What's interesting is that you either have growth companies or value companies. You're kind of getting both with Microsoft because their annual expectations here are to grow at 12% versus the market doing about 9-9. So you can essentially get the same risk of the market, but 33% more on the upside, at least anticipated over the next 12 months.
Well, I've got a thin sliver of Microsoft, so you can understand that this is music to my ears, David. But I'm going to move on to NVIDIA. They report after the bell today. Yeah, you're saying that NVIDIA has a lot to prove. Yeah, they're going to have to really perform extremely well this afternoon, right? I mean, they've got to beat expectations significantly.
Absolutely. I think NVIDIA is really a gauge of the prevailing sentiment in AI, which demand is high right now. To your point, I don't know that they can maintain these record-breaking numbers year over year over year when they're at $2 trillion right now. But with that being said, yes, they've got a lot to prove if they've already grown over 91% year to date and 500% since November 22 when ChatGPT came out. So, I mean, these are just like amazing numbers. This is a world-class company and organization here. The point is that analysts' expectations are saying, hey, don't just look at the last year where it grew 200% and think that that's what the future is going to look like. We've got a risk rate here of 1.6 in comparison to one of the S&P 500, so that's a high risk. Or variations between movement, and we're looking at about an 8.8% projection versus 9.9. So, about the same market return, but much higher risk today than a company like Microsoft. So I lean Microsoft over NVIDIA, though I'm a big fan of both, and I think if things surprise to the upside, which they could, NVIDIA could be a massive winner here today. Again, it moves 1.6 in comparison to the S&P. So
it's exciting. It's very exciting when you get days like this in finance. Just it. David, thanks for joining us. We'll be glued at 4 o'clock Eastern this afternoon. Got it. Lauren's looking at the movers.